I'm filming from an undisclosed location to talk about motorbikes because I know loads about motorbikes. Definitely know loads of things about them. Oh, welcome back to the channel, by the way. This is completely weird for me because I've never asked anybody to film at a location before in my life, but for the sakes of content creation, I decided to, ask somebody who I know who has cool motorbikes like this one to just film a video. We did a brief gym workout before this, so I'm pretty knackered and he's fine as usual. Yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. Let me just go grab my cup of tea and we'll bestow some wisdom upon you, I suppose. There we are. It's not a British video if it's unscripted. And we have a cup of tea and some voice cracks as well. So what I wanted to talk about today is basically in the past 6 months that I've been away, I have now got my full bike license, and I thought I'd do a little bit of talking about what it's been like for me to get my license. I think you have to be 24, I think, in order to do your full unrestricted bike license in the UK. It might be different in other countries, but I literally have no clue except from in the UK. I'm pretty sure someone in the comments, if this video ever takes off, will just correct everything I'm saying here, because I am by no means an expert in anything I'm saying. But this is a track spec Suzuki SV650, pretty cool bike. Seen it being raced at quite a few tracks and it's pretty cool. The guy who owns it does motorbike racing, obviously. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought about starting out on an SV650. I literally don't have a bike at all. He lent me some hand-me-down, like a helmet, gloves, jacket and trousers, and I just wore like some Timberland boots. I'll put up a photo of the day I passed my module 2 in the video so that you can see who, well, you'll see basically what I was wearing on the day. I passed my module 2 on the 9th of September 2025, and that was me done. That was my second module 2. It wasn't by any stretch easy. It's actually way more stricter. That's one thing I'll say, is the examiner is way more stricter, and he's obviously going to be more stricter because motorbikes are a little bit more dangerous, and if you can't ride one correctly to his standard, then you're not going to pass, are you? So let me start off with what got me into riding bikes. Do a little bit of a story for you. But I'll tell you what, as we'll go, we'll change bikes. So I'll switch over to the next bike and we'll talk in front of that. And I'll keep walking in front of that one as well so you can't see it. We'll switch bikes and I'll tell you the story of how I got into motorbikes. So this is a Yamaha MT-10. That's, again, pretty much all I know about it. It's got an exhaust on it and it's a big, powerful bike that would scare the crap out of me if I ever rode it. This is the next bike we're talking in front of. So, my first introduction to motorbikes was actually when I was very young. I think I was about 9 or 10, I think. My dad brought me and my older brother 2 mini motorbikes for Christmas one year. He started his up and absolutely loved it. It was great, enjoyed it, loved life. And I started mine up and completely bawled my eyes out at it and was completely scared. I was like, no, I never rode it again. Actually, I never rode it ever. I think I started it and revved it and was absolutely mortified at it. So I never actually, that was it. That was the end of that. And I think he sold that and brought me a quad. It was a little Suzuki LT50 50cc quad actually, and I absolutely love that. I don't know why it was enjoyed riding that, but I did, so I ended up doing that instead. And then yeah, just had quad bikes all through growing up, just riding and that was kind of it. That was literally my first introduction to motorbikes, and it just scared the crap out of me. I think there was a few KTM 60, I think it was a KTM 65 or something, but he wouldn't let me ride that. And then he got an RM50, Suzuki RM50 crosser, little rev and go crosser, and I think I was a bit older at the time, and I think I literally did a circle in the garden with it, and that's about it. But that was literally it. And then I think I was just absolutely mortified motorbikes. I mean, I don't even want to touch this one. That's how scared of motorbikes I am. It's hard to believe that I have a full A license, isn't it? With me around these bikes, because they're not my bikes, so it's a bit weird just touching motorbikes that aren't mine. That was pretty much it. And then I got with my now girlfriend about 5 years ago, almost coming on for 6 now. Her older brother does all this stuff, and it was pretty mad. It was basically like a get a bike, you want to, and then kept showing up on really cool bikes like this one, and was like, oh, get a bike. And I obviously explained the story I just said to you guys about how I'm just a bit like, I'm too scared to ride bikes, they're not really my thing, and all my family, majority of my family are all against motorbikes. Like they have nothing, like they think they're way too dangerous, I'm gonna fall off one. Just, yeah, it was a total mess. Anyway, but yeah, he kept saying, obviously, like, you know, get a bike, it's the greatest thing I've ever done, get a bike. And he's massively into cars as well. Me being into cars and all my life, and performance cars and everything, I was like, nah, I'm never interested in bikes, which is why I can never tell you about any of this stuff, but I could tell you loads of random facts about performance cars. You know what, I was in a position in my life this year where I was like, you know what, I can afford to send it, and I did the full intense course that you can do. I did mine with Camrider in Corby. I'll put a link in the description to basically where you can book it. I'll tell you what I started off with. I did my CBT first. I didn't book the full intense course because I wanted to see if I actually enjoyed riding motorbikes. And obviously, from only having experience in 50cc, like in the back garden, I'd never, you know what I mean? I'd never had real on-the-road motorbike experience. What I did was, yeah, I did the CBT. That was about £120, I think. Yeah, £120. You turn up on the day and they provide all the kit and the bike, the insurance, the petrol, everything. You just turn up and they teach you how to ride it safely. And you'll be doing it in a car park with loads of cones, basically showing you how to, you know, the controls, how to handle the bike correctly, you know, I mean, how to control it, etc., etc. In the morning, if you're successful enough in those exercises that they do, then they'll take you out on a road ride, which is normally with you and one other person. There'll be a headset in your ear and everything like that, and with the instructor, and you'll just go for a ride. It's normally quite a pleasurable one. I mean, it was like just coming up to the end of summer when I did mine, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. It was on like a 125, I think it was like an X Moto or something new or something like that, but it was basically like a cruiser. They're not obviously the 125s, so most of the time they're not designed to be all racy and sporty. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and that kind of started the bug for me, because I was like, right, now I've actually been out on the bike on a road, and it was really fun. So then, rather than waiting, I fully sent it and dropped all the money on an intense course. And then I say that it was in summer, so it was like scattered over two to 3 weeks. I think actually 4 weeks, because I wanted to do it on weekends. I didn't want to take up too much holiday time, so I'd do it a day, one day in the week I'd take off as holiday, but then I'd be like Saturday, Sunday would be like the full intense days. And I'm pretty sure I think I had like the maximum amount on Camrider, I think, is 3 or 4 full intense days to do an intense course. Because normally when you book an intense course online, you do it through the whole week. So you do it like Monday to Sunday. But because it was in the summer and everyone wanted to learn to ride a bike at the time, because it's summer and everyone wants to do that, it took a bit longer. So it took about 4 weeks. So this was in August, I think. So yeah, it was in August because it was my birthday, but we'll get to that. Book the intense course, and I started off, they start you off on a 125 to see where you are, to gauge where you're at, take you out on a road ride and everything like that. So your first lesson of an intense course is on a 125, which is fine, because they have so many people in and out of the intense courses that they want to see where you are. They forgot how you ride because they have so many people through fluently. They want to see how you ride, obviously. From there, you'll get to go on a 650. I think ours was a Kawasaki Z650, and it had all the cage and everything all over it. If I can find a photo, I'll pop it up on the screen for you. And then we basically learned how to ride one of those. And when I first got on one of them, I was like, oh god, it's heavy. So yeah, we got on the 650s and went around obviously the little car park area, and then you basically just learn to do all the manoeuvres. Now on a full A license, especially when you're above 24, I'm pretty sure it's above 24 and above, you have a module 1 and a module 2 for your full license. Module 1 is a set of maneuvers on a concrete pad that you have to pass, and then module 2 is your road ride, where you have someone behind you, which is basically the same as your driving test in a car, but you're obviously on a bike. Module 1 I passed first time. I think I went a bit too fast through the speed trap because I was too concerned about not going fast enough through the speed trap. My instructor mentioned that to me. It wasn't the examiner that mentioned that to me. I assume I was okay and I got no minors on that, so I got my module 1, so I passed that first time, done. Got back to the training centre and the instructor was like, the next available dates are the 22nd of August at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was a weekday. My birthday's on the 22nd of August, so I thought it would be a good idea to go, yeah, you know what? Send it. We'll send it. I said, do you think I'm ready, to this instructor? And this instructor said, yeah, you're definitely ready. I spoke to another instructor who was a bit more harsh than the other one, and he said, yeah, you're ready, all good to go, book your test. And obviously, you know, I would rather than be truthful about it if I'm not ready, if I need more lessons. The nerves just got the better of me and I just fumbled it so badly. Like, that's the first time ever that like my nerves have just like completely ruined what I've been like set out to do. I got a major for pulling out in front of cars and making them slow down, and it was rush hour in the morning. Everybody was out. There was like cyclists out, there was delivery vans out, a lot. Then I went the wrong way because I knew where I was and I knew how to get to the place he was telling me to follow signs for. Yeah, so I pulled out too early. That was a major, so I'd failed. I didn't know at this point. So then I'm coming up to this village, and I know I can go left towards the town that he wants me to head towards. But he said to me, follow signs for, well, the test was in Kettering and I was following signs for Wellingborough. It's the easiest route. Yeah, so I went through that route, then I went left instead of straight on, and there was no signs for the town I was going to. But I thought I would be smart and go, oh, I know how to get to Wellingborough in this case, so I'll just go left. And then obviously he come down on me like a sack of bricks and was like, oh, why have you gone this way? I didn't tell you to go this way. And like, obviously that threw my what little confidence I had that day into the toilet. I had like nothing left at that point. So he told me to pull over. I pulled over at the side of the road, and he basically like grilled me on going the wrong way. Obviously I watched loads of videos because I was hyper preparing for the test. He said that he didn't tell me to go this way. He told me to follow signs for Wellingborough. And obviously my confidence was completely knocked at this point. So I was like I'd offed it or whatever. And then he says, move off when ready. So I move off and I stall the bike. Obviously, I just start the bike up again, try not to panic and move on with the test. So now I'm going the wrong way that he wanted me to go, towards Wellingborough. I know the route because I've been on the route with the instructors before, thinking that would give me confidence on my riding or whatever, anyway, in my head. Carry on going, so we get towards this other little bit and we're going through some residential parts up near Burton Latimer. If you're local to Kettering, it was up that area that way. We get to this junction. I'm coming up to the junction on the bike, and there's nothing there. Car last minute, and I pressed the wrong brake. So I rather than slowly easing up to it and like easing on the rear brake, I death gripped the front brake and just slammed my nuts right into the tank of the bike, and it absolutely killed. I'm not even joking. I was almost holding back tears. That's how much it hurt. Slamming my like groin into the front tank of the bike on my test. Yeah, after being in pain, I basically knew it was over because the examiner pulled up next to my bike in order to help me. And if obviously they have to intervene in your test to help you, then you're screwed. Like you've failed. So I knew I'd failed at this point, but the test carried on back towards Kettering in the test centre, parked up, got off the bike. Yeah, he told me, yeah, not good news, I'm afraid. I'd failed. And that was that really. That was my first Module 2 test, and that was on my birthday. Like, I failed on my birthday. And then obviously I was fuming with myself afterwards. And I said to the instructor, I was like, and it's my birthday as well, like icing on the cake. And the instructor was like, oh, happy birthday, like in the test centre. It was a bit of a double whammy on that day. But I still had a great birthday. It was mint, but it was just terrible that I failed my Mod 2 on that day. Instantly booked it again. So I could get in, the earliest I could get in was the 9th of September. I had a lesson before the test, and obviously I'm a bit more nervous than I was before, but I know what to expect, so it's kind of the same. My second Module 2 test was at 10:30 or 11 in the day, so it's not rush hour. You're not worried about everybody being on the road, so it's a bit more calmer as well, which was kind of put me at ease a little bit more. And I had a lesson before the test, so I got to have a nice 2-hour ride before the test, which was quite nice. I didn't on the previous one because it was literally get to the training centre, get ready, then go to the test centre. We went out for a road ride, we did some simple testing bits, etc, etc. Went to the test centre, same examiner, because in Kettering, if anybody knows, it's the same examiner every time. I think it's only one guy that does it. I went on a different route this time. I was the second one to go this time out of the two of us, because normally a pair, right? I was the first one to go the first time and I failed, and the second guy passed. And then I was the second person to go on the second time round, and the first guy failed. So I knew exactly how he felt. Like, I failed on my birthday. Like, you couldn't have any more of a like hit in the face than failing your Module 2 test on your birthday. Like, you're literally almost there. Did the test and I passed. So now's the question, what happens next? Like, what do you do next? Obviously it's get a bike and get gear and everything, isn't it? Are you ready for more pointless like bike facts that I don't understand and I'm probably going to get corrected? Here goes nothing. It says what it is on the side. So it's a Kawasaki Ninja 1000 SX. There you go. 10 out of 10, know so much about this bike. So we'll talk a little bit about costs. For me to get from literally having just a driver's license to being full A license literally in my hand, unrestricted, I think it cost me about £1,750, I think, around about that. And that was with a retest as well. And that was on the Camrider website. You'll see I went for the full, like, you know, full amount of lessons you could get. Sorry, off the top of my head, I'm not sure what it is. I'm pretty sure it's like 3 or 4 intense days along with the 2 tests. So keep in mind, it'd probably be about 1,500 if you pass your module 1 and module 2 first time. And that's with no kit. So that's like Camrider provides you the helmet, jacket, gloves, provides you the bike with the fuel and the insurance and everything like that. So you can literally go from like guy that's into cars like me to having a bike license with Camrider. So that's why it costs why it's so much more expensive. So after I failed my module 2 test, I had to repay, I think it was £254, I think, to redo my module 2 test. I know that's very expensive, but I don't have my own bike, don't have my own gear, and I got a 2-hour lesson beforehand as well with an instructor. So you're actually paying for an extra lesson as like a refresher before your module 2 test. But even though it sounds like it's on an expensive side, trust me, I was a bit like, whoa, that's a lot of money. At the end of the day, I wanted to pass, and I was already like 1,500 quid in. Like, you don't want to give up there, do you? You know, you want to get the license. So now I'm kind of sat a little bit like, what do I do from here? So for example, for me, I did my test in the summer, and now it's winter, obviously, hence with the beanie and everything and being inside. It's now peak winter, and there's no point me riding. I mean, the best part I think about this is that biker gear will be a lot less expensive. There'll be a lot of deals on because it's in the winter and not as many bike riders ride in the winter, and also bike prices will drop as well. So I guess that's the positive. I'm a bit in that like rock and a hard place now of whether I buy a bike, like, because I won't lie to you, I look at all these bikes and I'm a bit like, these still scare the crap out of me. I am over my fear. I think the whole point of me getting my bike license was to push through the fear of like being scared of bikes, and now I'm a bit like, until you're standing next to a bike and you sit on a bike, it doesn't put it into perspective. Do you know what I mean? Because they look tiny in this video. Yeah, they're just scary things. And like, honestly, just absolutely like I think this is like 200. I think it's been remapped or something. So it's like 200 plus horsepower. That would be ridiculous to ride for me anyway. And it's just, yeah, insane motorbikes. I'd like to think I will push through that fear and get a motorbike eventually. I'm just not really sure on where to go from here. I think I might do like more motorbike content. Obviously, it's why I got the license. I think what I'd like to do is do a video next of getting like obviously motorbike gear and best places to buy it, or go into like Superbike, is it Superbike shop, Superbike factory or something, and just do a vlog of getting like going through the motions of getting all the bits and stuff like that. So if you're wondering what videos to do next on the channel, pop them in the comments below if you want more motorbike content. But I wanted to get a video out once a week. I'm just spilling tea everywhere now. But I wanted to get a video out once a week, and I thought, you know what, I've got my bike license now, so I thought I'd do a motorbike vlog, as close to a motorbike vlog as I can get. But yeah, it's pretty insane. But sorry, I've been rambling on for ages, but basically, hopefully I've covered everything I need to cover. And yeah, I don't know, we'll hopefully you'll see me on a bike in the new year, but we'll never know. Or you'll see me on the back of this bike, most likely in the next video, and we'll go, I don't know, we'll go get some cake. I don't know. I feel like if you made it to the end of this video and you're watching me spill tea all over myself, then we've won, haven't we? So yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, and I will leave you guys to it. It just feels so wrong. So wrong. Why does it feel so wrong to get on a motorbike? Oh, I don't know. So weird.